Hey there, it's Dave Duford again from Final Expense Agent Mentor at feagentmentor.com. Today I'm going to talk about how to create a good quality, good persistency book of business. And I'm going to highlight the major points in a rapid succession. So first of all, the best way to build a consistent, persistent, high quality book of business that doesn't lapse, that doesn't cancel, is to make sure you're selling in a consultative way that matches the needs and the budget of the client. This is the biggest point I can drive forward. You do not want to sell like a used car salesman, no offense, or a Kirby vacuum salesman, no offense to you guys either. The point is that when you sell this and walk away, it's not over. It's never over until the 9 months advance is completely cleared. So when you take time to sell, you want to make sure that you sell the plan that fits their budget and achieves the goal and the need of the prospect. If you don't do that, there's a high chance that it's going to get replaced, that they're going to lapse it, and you're going to owe that money back on the advance. So if you look at my system of sales and final expense, I always care and try to achieve upfront as quickly as possible what their budget is for a plan, and then work carefully towards making sure that we accomplish that when I offer a quote and ask for the sale. I don't push above and beyond what they tell me their comfort level is. I take them at their word. You certainly can ask and want to ask and try to strategically ask for more premium dollars, but you have to be careful in how you do it. You don't want to get too carried away and have a high case amount but have a high fall off rate too. The other thing you could do is time your payments according to the Social Security draft date. So this pertains to people who are retired or disabled. They all get paychecks on the 3rd, the 1st, and the 2nd, 3rd, and 4th Wednesday of each month. A couple of key carriers, for example, Transamerica, Family Benefit, and Security National, have discovered that and have altered their pay methods and realized that they have a higher chance of successfully collecting what is known as direct express payments, and not just direct express payments, but also regular checking account payments, if they time their billing exactly to the date that Social Security provides the bank draft. If you make sure, even just to make sure that the draft date occurs on their deposit date, without the extra Social Security draft language like some companies offer, it will increase your persistency by at least 5 or 10%. I know you can't always get it. Some people insist on an extra day. I get that. If that's what it takes to get the deal done, no problem. But if you go into it and assume that you're going to get a specific Social Security draft date, it's going to be a better deal for you overall. And I highly recommend that's how you handle and approach any kind of arrangement where you're setting up a bank draft. The last bit is to make sure that the quality of your business, well, let me rephrase it this way. The last bit of advice I can give you when trying to get better persistency and quality of business is to make sure you try to write areas where there's not a lot of, again, what's called direct express business. For you new guys, direct express is what I would describe as a checkless checking account. The person having the card can swipe the card just like a regular debit express or debit card, but they cannot write checks on it. And they can't do bank drafts either in the traditional checking account sense. So since then, carriers have set up payment plans where they actually hit the draft account and off of the card. But what's happened is these cards expire, they get lost, there's fraud, so they get replaced. There's a lot of persistency problems with this kind of business. I do know some that don't even write that business whatsoever. However, I'm of the persuasion that with a little thoughtfulness and picking the right carriers to work for you that understand how to build direct express carrier cards, you can do a decent job. So, one thing I would suggest is to pick a carrier that does direct express exclusive, or to exclusively put your direct express business with, that you don't really mind and don't really care about putting a lot of other kind of business with. The reason is that poor persistency that I've seen with carriers really stems in large part to the people who are on the direct express and what I would consider plastic or one notch above homeless payment methods. If you're selling final expense, you know exactly what I mean when it comes to direct express. eliminating that, we are walking past money, so it's not that you don't want to collect it, it's just you want to preferentially put it with carriers that maybe aren't your bread and butter, or are carriers that you are more inclined to just not care if the persistency is poorer than your go-to carriers. So that's my 3 pieces of advice on how to achieve a better quality book of business. Again, the first is making sure you sell correctly. The second is making sure that you draft exactly on the deposit date. And the third is just to be wary and be careful about where you place your direct express and plastic credit card, debit card type of business. If you'd like to watch more videos on final expense training, check out my YouTube page. I have over 100 videos as of 2016. I also have a lot of training on my website. You can visit my website. It's at feagentmentor.com. And if you would like to contact me, feel free to. Go to the website, click contact, and fill out this information form. And before you leave this video, make sure you give me the thumbs up and subscribe if you haven't already. And I want to thank you very much for listening.